Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in today's second video. We're going to have a look at the ECMWF extended model for today's second video. So here we go again. It's time to focus on the UK and Ireland with the EC extended for the next 6 weeks. And I shall get to that for you very shortly. It's going to take us into the middle of January. Perhaps even into the second half of the month. Wow, can you beat that? So I shall get on that for you in a second. Just say that the first video today was our 7 AM upload. We've also got weekend forecast and a 10 to 14 day coming up for you as well. So please like, share, subscribe on videos. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Right, okay, let's begin with the mean sea level pressure anomalies then for next week. This is from the 20th, 27th of December. So this is how Christmas week is shaping up. So high pressure to the north, blocking around Greenland and Scandinavia, and Iceland. Low pressure is to the south, and winds are coming in from the east. By the way, for folks on a Friday, as always, with UK and I, we give a wider European outlook using the EC extended on a Tuesday. Been a very long day when I'm recording this video. So yeah, wider European outlook with the EC extended. So it's on a Tuesday. We just focus on Ireland and the UK really for this one on Fridays and Saturdays, or Saturdays. 500 millibar height anomaly from the North Pole and Arctic view down shows above average heights within high latitudes, below average heights to the south, and winds coming in from an easterly direction, potentially looking cold and wintry there across much of northern Europe anyway. And that's what we see from our week 1 temperature anomaly. Remember, this is covering Christmas period, and it's colder than average across Western Europe, UK and Ireland included. Core of the cold in the western parts of Russia, where we're below 10 degrees below average. Absolutely incredible cold there. But widespread cold across northern Europe and the UK and Ireland very much included in that. It's a drier than average week as well. So, yes, significantly drier than normal. But remember, there will still be precipitation around, and especially later on and in the period. And you know, with it being so cold, that precipitation will fall as snow. Week 2 will be the 27th of December to 3rd of January over New Year. So we find high pressure there blocking around Scandinavia, from Scandinavia to Iceland. Low pressure still into the south across southern Europe, along with the jet stream. Winds coming in from the east. That looks like it maintains cold weather via easterly winds up to New Year. 500 millibar height anomaly again shows above average heights to the north and below average heights to the south. Again, income those cold easterly winds. Temperature anomalies are colder than average for the UK and Ireland, along with most of northern Europe as well. So it's another cold week to come. Precipitation anomalies look like that. Still a little bit on the dry side, but not as dry. So presumably, again, we're bringing in those easterly winds. They're driving in showers, particularly to eastern areas probably. And again, with such cold temperature, those showers will be falling as snow. Very interesting couple of weeks ahead. This is week 3, taking us from the 3rd to the 10th of January. Still, the blocking signals go on. High pressure this time between sort of Scandinavia and Scotland. Low pressure is still down here. Presumably, we're still bringing in the wind from an easterly direction. 500 millibar height only for week 3. Looks like that. So maybe just ridging high pressure a little bit further south. But I think fundamentally, this is still a cold pattern. Probably main drive slow risk easing off, but probably cold and dry and frosty at that point, I would have thought, to the area of high pressure. Temperature anomaly is not as cold as it is in weeks 1 and 2. Still hinting at being on the colder side, but if much of northern Europe, it is milder out in the Atlantic, of course. I think overall that's an anticyclonic, frosty sort of week. Temperature precipitation anomalies there are drier than normal as well. Right, week 4 will be the 10th through the 17th of January. By the way, this update is going to get us to the end of January. I didn't realise we was going that far out. This will actually get us to the final day of January. Anyway, let's have a look at week 4, which will be the 10th through to 17th of January. So the signals are weakening, but still really fundamentally is much changing. I'm not sure. It's a weaker signal because we're week 4 rather than week 1, but nevertheless, it's still the idea that high pressure is up here, low pressure is down here. I would have thought we're still likely to be bringing in an easterly wind, even though the low pressure may be trying to attack from the southwest. Let's have a look at the 500 millibar height anomaly. I mean, it still looks, you know, it's weak signal, but still with that high pressure to the northeast, presumably around that, we're still bringing in the wind from the east. Low pressure is out here. Temperature anomaly for week 4. Again, signals are weakening because we're in the 4th week rather than the 1st week, but it still looks rather cold, I think, across most parts of Northern Europe. The hints are there, aren't they? But this is cold into the middle of January, really, once it gets going. And no particular signal for precipitation, but still looks dry up here where we've got this high pressure. But again, presumably it's bringing in those easterly winds. Right, let's go through the week 5. A very interesting update this again, isn't it? This is the 17th of January to the 24th. How's that one looking? So now the signals are so weak, aren't they? So it's just perhaps a hint of some high pressure around the Baltic Sea. Lower pressure is around here. Is this trying to revert back to a westerly pattern? It might be. By week 5, we might be trying to get into a west pattern. Although, having said that, look at the 500 millibar height anomaly. Still with that high pressure in over Scandinavia. Still really blocking the progress of the low pressure out in the Atlantic. It might be like a battleground situation, that, with the high pressure in Scandinavia trying to bring the easterlies, low pressure in the Atlantic trying to push those westerlies. So, you know, that could be, again, another quite cold week, to be honest. The temperature anomaly looks like that. Again, not much signal weakening. Signals cold and average over here. More than average around there. We're sort of in a no man's land. Let's have a look at the precipitation anomaly. Again, it's wetter than average down here. Dry than average up there. That could be very snowy. You know, if that high pressure stands its ground. That's Tom Petty, by the way. Somebody told me in the comments. I won't back down. I'm going to stand my ground. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, I think. But if that high pressure stands its ground and the Atlantic starts throwing more energy at it, that might be like very snowy in week 5. And then week 6 will be the 24th to the 31st of January. This is how it looks. And you know what? If anything, it looks like the high pressure is just re-strengthening again around Scandinavia and probably trying to bring the wind in from the east. It is a very weak signal, but through all 6 weeks, you know, there's definitely a signal for higher pressure to be towards Scandinavia to the northeast. Look at the 500 millibar height anomaly. It's back into Siberia. So again, if anything, this does suggest we could be in for a really cold January here, I think, with that high pressure continuously sitting there to the northeast. Could this January be the one? Could it be the one? We did say in the winter forecast, not to start celebrating yet, because, you know, this is only one model run, but just think if we've got this right, and we come away with a you know, really cold January. That's how temperature anomalies are looking. Overall cold across Eastern Europe, not much of a signal, but with the high pressure up here, you would have thought those easy winds will be bringing that cold air that's across Eastern Europe. Let's do that again. So if high pressure up here and back to there, you would have thought this cold air that's across Eastern Europe would be brought west. You know, push it west into Western Europe. I'll put a question mark here. And then the precipitation anomaly, finally, for week 6, looks like that. Again, very, very, very weak signals. Just some higher pressure up there, giving dry weather. Right, what an update then from the ECM. I mean, the strong signals clearly for weeks 1, 2, 3, which are looking cold over Christmas and into New Year. It's a case of how long does that go on then, and the suggestion, I think, is there, no more than that, of course. Suggestion is there that the high pressure will continue, probably not continuously, it probably will wax wane a little bit and come and go, but, you know, high pressure looks like it's in over Scandinavia now, and if the model is right, it's there on and off through January, which means we will have further cold potential, you know, through January. So we could be in for a very, very, very interesting January here if the model is right. Maybe it's just a snapshot. What Molly's shown, it might be going over top with next week's Scandinavian High and cold weather. Have to wait and see. But that's how it looks today, anyway, and we do know more than go by what the model is showing. That's what it's showing today, and does hint, I think, at potentially quite a cold January. If you enjoyed the video, please smash the like button, sub to the channel. Thank you so much for doing that, and drop a comment. Don't say anything about this at all of our videos, and we shall be back later on for the week ahead broadcast, which is going to go up to Christmas, and will be a very, very interesting week ahead broadcast indeed, I think. This week's EC42 there, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.